Hi guys, I'll be pretty honest. I'm not feeling that great. Last video really took it out on me. I kind of feel like I did it, went overboard. I feel like, or maybe it's the stress of YouTube, because maybe it's just, I don't know. I'm really freaking out a bit here because, you know, that thing is just not going as well as I was hoping as a joke, and maybe I overdid it. I really do apologize, but I figured I would take the time and talk to you guys, even while I'm kind of like a mess, honestly. I feel like I'm a mess when it comes down to it, and I figured I would do a little bit of a rant video because it's been a while since I've actually ranted a bit on this channel, and when it comes down to, you know, Heroes, a lot of people I see constantly talking are, man, that Heroes battle was super easy, etc, etc, etc. I see that a lot now. And, you know, people are always like, why is it so easy these days? And I'll be pretty honest, I think it's quite obvious why it's really easy now. You know, when I think Ursula came before Narcian, and, you know, and then we had, I think, Miklas came out right about the time, you know, right about the time that basically Hero Inheritance came out, in a sense. You know, people were always like, hey, you know, you couldn't really, you know, a lot of characters had their own skill sets, they were their own characters, they were their own personalities at that point, so, you know, you couldn't really customize them, you couldn't really change them to be better than what they were. And I feel like that's a big reason as to why a lot of these grand battles nowadays, people are like, man, these battles are super easy. I can't believe how easy they are, and I'm just gonna point this out. You know, when Narcian and Ursula were out, and even Robin, I believe even female Robin was kind of a bit of a problem at times. The simple fact here is, well, you know, we didn't have skill inheritance, so that basically changed the entire game the instant it came out. Basically, it made characters that were, you know, stuck in their own little shell, who may not be able to do very well because of their skill sets, you know, they are now much more viable. Not only that, but it also made characters like Ryoma or Lindy all the more versatile and important in how they work and how they function. And I'll be pretty honest, I'm not sure what to think, really. Yeah, it's going to be easier now. Nowadays, you know, you can run the Grand Battle Heroes. You can do pretty much all of them a lot easier than when you would if you had a certain team setup. And
Face me, coward.
Inheritance changed the game, pretty much. So when people come and say, oh man, I'm just going to do auto battle, guys, again. Sorry, I want to talk over this while, and trying to put my words together while I'm you know, trying to, do this like this is a little bit harder for me. So anyways, also, you know, I'm a little bit of a mess today. I do apologize, but oh god, I'm so stressed out over a few things. I'm sorry, guys. So if I sound a bit teary-eyed at times, I do apologize. It's just, I don't know, but still, Grand Battle Heroes have become easier because, well, now you can just make good characters even better. You can give them things like Vantage. You know, Ryoma can auto-attack. That's the one reason I won Xander, was because I had Ryoma. If you brought a, you know, a red-based tome user, they probably would have wiped the floors too, but still, the only reason I won was because I baited Vantage with Ryoma, and that got him, you know, a bit more, you know, survivability. It allowed him to kill that green mage, and it was basically the reason why I won. If he could not get Vantage right now, it would be pretty crazy. So, I'll be pretty honest. I think skill inheritance is a great system. It's amazing, but when people complain about difficulty, you know, understand that all of these characters were probably way planned in advance. You know, and I think they were planned probably before skill inheritance because they were already in the game at that point. So, you know, I'm not sure that their battles were correctly planned around, you know, things like that. So, I'm gonna also talk about a few things that I've noticed that oh, good lord. Boy, auto battle. Still, nonetheless, Grand Battle Heroes are always good. If you're new, to the game, you can always keep trying and playing it. There's a lot of fun to be had there, so take your time and do what you need to do. It's still, you're still going to find a lot of great stuff to be a part of there, so it's still a good idea, even if it's easy to do it. I mean, you're probably already doing it anyways, but, it doesn't hurt to try a no-kill, speed run, see how fast you can do it, not no death run, because you technically can't do that. But still, Grand Battle Heroes now are nonsensical and pretty simple. The next thing I wanted to talk about was actually, well, one odd thing that we have coming up is something that I've noticed when it comes down to characters. So right now, we're done with Grand Battle Heroes that are actually in the game. For those who don't know, Xander was our last one, really. He was the only one who was left in the game that could technically be that, one that we could data mine up. And essentially, now that he's done, we of course know that the next one is Lloyd. And, well, outside of that, we're not sure what he's going to wield, we're not sure what color he's going to be. There's hints and, variations about it, and I've seen a lot of discussion about it. But there's actually characters that are already in the game, that are already unused, and technically we're going to be having them show up very soon, and that's going to be interesting. And that, of course, is Camus. I think that's how I was supposed to say his name. It's based in the French dialect, so I'm pretty sure it's Camus or Camus. And he is a character that I'm fairly sure he's been in several games. I could be wrong, but again, I'm a little bit, inexperienced when it comes down to it, so I do apologize. But yeah, that's the character I know who's coming, that's still in the game. And according to one of my friends on Discord, he may very well be one of the more powerful units that you can get out there, which is kind of interesting when I think about it. So I think it will be quite interesting to see if that actually happens. We also, of course, have I believe it's God damn it, Veronica. At least I'm fairly sure it was Veronica when we, let me just go take a look-see. Veronica, as we used to call it. And Veronica is actually in the game, and she has her own weapon, she has her own thing. I'm going to speculate that will come from the supposed, new game mode that they're coming out on the 7th, that will allow her to possibly be acquired as a new unit you can get. Her weapon is probably the most interesting. It's Elivagar. I'm sorry, it's a little bit weird, but her weapon could be the anti-horse emblem in a sense. It's an AoE. I believe it was the panic, or I forget what the actual the staff skill for it is. But basically, what it does is that when she attacks, it will spread. It will basically make any boost to stats the opposite of what they were previously. So essentially, those units that you used to have, that you used to have all those buffs on, your horse emblem teams, your things like that, she's going to have an AoE version of the staff skill that basically makes all of their stat increments, all the stat boosts, the opposite. So basically they become stat detriments instead. And that's terrifying in its own right. Bruno is also in the game data. And for those who don't know who Bruno is, you know what, if you're not interested, if you're somehow interested in the hero storyline, you can skip, right now because there's a bit of a spoiler. But Bruno is, of course, Veronica's brother, and as a brother, he is, of course, the masked magician man that we've met before. He does have his own weapon in the data, but I'm not quite sure what it was, and I don't remember if it's actually going to be in the game itself. Who knows if we'll ever get Bruno as an actual character, because I'll be pretty honest, I'm not really sure if that'll ever happen. That seems like an odd choice in its own right, and he seems to be the major villain right now, at least, because Veronica is not doing too much, and I'm fairly sure eventually both of them will be acquirable. I'm not so sure about Camus, because Camus is I don't actually know if Camus is actually in the game as a playable character. Well, not a character, but a character you can see in the story. If anyone can, you know, if anyone can tell me, you know, what's going on, I would love to hear it. And I'll be pretty honest, I'm a little bit out of it right now, but those are the 3 characters that are probably the most interesting. And the next question I have to ask, because I want to be a bit serious here, is should I change my Heroes content? Am I doing something wrong? Do you guys want to see more of something? Because I'm honestly at the end of my rope with a lot of things. I don't know what to do. And I panicked this tonight. I don't know why. It's probably just because of the bipolarness. So I figured I'd just talk a bit here and see what you guys think. So that's about it. All I gotta say, guys, I love you all very much. And yeah, I hope you guys will understand my little rant there where people are like, oh man, grand battles are so easy nowadays. Well, it's a lot easier nowadays than trying to do Ursula with, you know, base units or, Narcian with base units. It's all kinds of crazy. So, anyways, I'm gonna hop off. I'm really tired. I'm so sorry if this seems like it's teary-eyed and weirdness. But that's about it, guys. Catch you soon.